What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our King related podcast, wherever you may be, and this post game recap of the Kings' third straight win on this Wednesday evening. Thank you, as always, for joining me for another edition of the show. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you give us a follow on Apple Podcasts and wherever you get your audio podcast. Also, don't forget, give us a follow on Spotify and a follow on YouTube. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. There is no revenge game tonight in Sacramento as the Kings picked up their third straight win on this Wednesday evening with a convincing 112-101 victory over former head coach Mike Brown and the New York Knicks. Hey, it's been a tough season and a tough watch with this Kings team thus far up to this point as we have hit the midway point of the season. You wouldn't know it by watching this team for the past three games. Sacramento coming off impressive back-to-back wins against the Houston Rockets and the Los Angeles Lakers, and Sacramento pushed to the season-long winning streak, three games on this Wednesday night. And all five King starters scored in double figures en route to this win, which saw former Knicks forward Precious Achiuwa score a season high 20 points, 14 rebounds, two steals, and two blocks in this game. Precious, who spent the last season and a half with the New York Knicks, and he seemed extra motivated in this game against his former team tonight. Precious was active on both ends of the floor tonight. Just incredible to see DeMar DeRozan, his fifth straight game of scoring 20 plus points en route to 27 points, 7 of 16 from the field, 12 of 13 from the free throw line. He also added 5 assists and 6 rebounds. Like, he got him, DeRozan got him with the pump fake, and he hung out on that free throw line for much of this game tonight against the New York Knicks. Just incredible job by the Sacramento Kings in this one. And while the Kings are now 11-30 on the season, and three straight wins and three matchups has dropped. They have now dropped a fourth in the NBA draft lottery standings. Like, the players on the court, the players on the team, they don't care. They aren't concerned about draft position because some of these Kings vets could be on the move in the coming days, in the coming weeks, as we get closer to that February 5th trade deadline, which means pick uh, they picked a pretty time to start playing the best basketball of this season. So it like tonight may have been Mike Brown's return to Sacramento since he was fired, but last December, Precious Achiuwa was well on his way to the revenge game of his own. And it got underway early as Precious, early in that first quarter, scored 10 points in the first. The Kings really did an excellent job offensively. They held the New York Knicks to 17 points during the first quarter, and then that was the Knicks' lowest scoring opening frame of this season. And this is a New York offense that entered tonight ranked third among all NBA teams in 3-point field goal percentage at 38%. And they missed their first 12 attempts long distance before finally converting. But the Kings lead was over the 20-point mark by the time the New York Knicks finally break through. The Kings, they held New York to just 1 of 19 or 5% long distance in the first half. The Knicks did trim the Kings' deficit to 14 before the break, and they only had 42 points at the halftime. That is the fewest allowed in a single half by Sacramento all season. Really good job defensively by the Kings in this game, as was the case during the Kings' wins against the Houston Rockets and the Los Angeles Lakers. The Kings went against the grain of the usual third quarter routine in this game tonight, rather than let their big lead slip away. The Kings, they put that foot on the gas pedal and they pushed their lead into the mid-20s in the second half, thanks to Precious Achiuwa and a Kings offense that went on to score 40 points on 4 of 6 shooting from deep in that third period alone. Give the Knicks credit. They made a run in that fourth, but it was a little too late for New York to get back in this game, and the Kings wouldn't be denied their third straight win. And one of the differences that I've seen is the Kings displayed through the first 30 to 40 games of the season and what we've witnessed during this 3-game winning streak is the effort, both on the defensive end of the floor and the offensive end of the floor. And they're not giving up on plays at all. They're pushing the pace in transition because that's where the Kings are at their best, is when they are pushing that pace, when they're getting stops, and they're taking smarter looks at the basket, and they're not taking those terrible shots. And those aspects of their game can be small, but they all add up at the end of the day. And tonight, the Kings, they held the New York Knicks to just 19% shooting from long range in this game. Really good job defensively. You're seeing some of what Doug Christie has been talking about, the effort, the personality, and the identity that he's trying to mold with this team going forward. Big man Dylan Cardwell has really come on to become a fan favorite due to his physical presence once again in this game, in the paint, the showmanship after a block shot. Cardwell's really coming on in this game. Zach LaVine finding his rhythm late in that game, quietly starting to look more like himself here during this 3 games. And since returning from that ankle injury, that's five games ago, I believe. He hasn't put up one of those magical 30-point games, but 25 points, rebounds he put up against New York Knicks tonight. Russell Westbrook can be A, fun, and B, frustrating to watch at times in a basketball game. But when he's moving that basketball, he still has the ability to be an elite distributor out there on the floor. And tonight, Westbrook, 19 points, 6 of 13 shooting. He also chipped in 7 assists. And I just love the connection that he has with rookie Maxime Reynaud on that basketball floor. And speaking of Max, another solid outing for the rookie second round pick. He had a battle with Karl Anthony Towns and he tried to slow the rebounding juggernaut, no, that is of Mitchell Robinson. And it wasn't perfect. It's not always going to be perfect, but 10 points or rebounds were part of the Kings' success in this third straight win. And speaking of rookies, Dylan Caldwell has a way of impacting a game without stuffing the stat sheet. And that's what he did once again tonight. He doesn't stop working or egging on the G1C crowd or talking to opponents. It's a lot of fun to watch. And he's quickly becoming a fan favorite here in Sacramento. What a great find by TJ Armstrong, Scott Perry, and this entire front office. Undrafted free agent out of Auburn, two-way guy that you have just a really great find for this Kings team. And Kings are now 11-30 on the season. And next up, it is the Tankathon Bowl. And you got the Washington Wizards coming in to Sacramento on Friday night as the Kings continue their season-long 7-game homestand when they face former second overall pick Marvin Bagley and the Washington Wizards right here in Sacramento on Friday night. And Marvin Bagley tonight against the Clippers had a double-double. So, and on the season, Bagley's averaging over 9.5 points a game, 5.5 rebounds on just 62% shooting from the field for the Washington Wizards this season. So be sure to catch another post-game recap following that game right here on our Kings-related YouTube channel on Friday night. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you give us a follow on Apple Podcasts and wherever you get your audio podcast. We are a video podcast on Spotify and YouTube. So by all means, please catch the video feed and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. And until next time on Friday night, thank you as always for joining me on the Kings related podcast in this post-game recap of another Kings victory. And as always, go Kings and light the beam.